Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Why am I giggling? I look like I'm stoned, and I promise you I am not. The reason why I'm giggling is because I'm in the shirt because I just went to a meeting. And I thought, my loungers are going to really wonder about me. But the meeting, the famous meeting about the parking situation. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. So much to tell. I'm sure y'all are just delighted to hear about this small town male bovine excrement, but to us it's kind of exciting. Mother and I went early, and it was a good thing we did because she was right. Mother is right sometimes. It was a packed house. I bet you $1 they had, I'm gonna say 60 to 70 people in the audience. You know how many they normally have? 0. That's why these governmental bodies get away with what they do, because people don't come in. That's why. Although this time there's an exception, because the town was lied to about this. So in this case, you know what I'm saying? There is an exception to that rule. It wouldn't have mattered, you know what I mean? Because, okay, let me tell you what I wanted to tell you before, but now that it's been made official, I can tell you. You know how they took that vote last month to, I'm just giggling over this whole thing, like my loungers really give a toot about this. A couple of them do, though. They email me privately about it. You know how they took that vote, and 4 councilmen voted for eliminating the parking, and 3 voted the correct way to keep the parking. Turns out the one councilman who voted to get rid of the parking was not a legal member of council at the time. Here's why. Back when they did the swearing in during the reorganization meeting, he wasn't sworn in. Oh my gosh, I think a little animal just ran by there like a mouse. He wasn't sworn in. He never went to the local magistrate. I don't know, that always sounds funny to say it. It sounds funny. Okay, I'm not going to say it anymore. This is a family video. He never went to her, and he didn't approach the mayor, so therefore he was not a legal member of council. Now, the president of Borough Council, Richard, went over all the details from every vote they've ever taken since the beginning of the year. There's only been, I don't know, a handful, 11, 12, I don't know what. Well, there'd be more than that. But anyhow, there was only one time where it was in this close, where it was one vote away, and that happened to be last month with the parking scenario. So really, as it stands legally, as far as I can tell, by the way, the meeting's still going on. I wasn't going to sit around for the rest of that crap at all, and I'm so glad I don't cover those meetings anymore. They're just, there's too much bloviating, really, among council, not the residents that stand to speak. You know, they literally set an egg timer. That was really out of hand in my view. I've got a lot of fodder for my next column, I'll tell you that much. Anyhow, now I don't remember where I was. Yeah, I absolutely went blank there because I started to bitch about the egg timer. I don't know what I was saying about that particular thing, but I will say that as far as I know, legally speaking, that wouldn't have counted at all, and the president did bring that up. So I'm not sure what's going to unfold at the end of the meeting. For some reason, they wanted to let people speak and then deal with the whole issue later, holding captive the audience that just mainly came to speak about the parking. So that was a little strange, but the speakers were excellent, and they're the only ones that had microphones. The whole council shouldn't have microphones. It's in an old church. It's been renovated. It's hardwood floors. The acoustics are hideous. But thankfully, the ones who got to speak to the public that were permitted to do so, did so with a microphone, for added effect. And also, Amy, of now and again, I know darn well, I know for a fact that she called the secretary to be put on the agenda to speak. And there was some discrepancy because Amy doesn't own the building where her business is. So she might not be allowed to. Well, she was not on the agenda to speak. But people spoke for her. They made it clear that they were never approached about this parking shenanigans. People gave studies and whatnot from other places they've looked into where having parking on both sides of the road is actually beneficial. It slows down traffic. Through the town. It's a safety issue. There's also a buffer of cars, and pedestrians on the sidewalk and cars. In case something does happen, they're generally going to hit a car instead of a pedestrian. Really good points brought out. The reporter for our paper, Roseanne, the main reporter, I used to be, but I gave it all to Roseanne. I gave all the glory to Roseanne. I cover 2 meetings now, but she covers a lot of them. One of the people who got up to speak really praised her and said that she did an excellent job, and rightly, she should have been praised. Absolutely. So it was really good, but I'm dying to know, and I'll just have to wait till later when I get a phone call, I guess from Roseanne, letting me know what happened. Did they take another vote? What did they do? But, some people think that because council in a small town doesn't get paid, they don't get money for doing this. It's volunteer basis, but you can still get perks as a councilman. And some people were really kissing up to the one individual who's really not a very well-loved person who's involved with the CLCDQLNX organization that wants to beautify the town. So I'm not going to say his name because he'd be the type to be a big old snowflake and sue me or something. So, yeah, not a well-liked person at all. Frankly, I can't stand him, and I pretty much like everybody or try to look for the good in people. Yes, even President Trump, I found a couple of things that, I will give him credit for doing or whatever. I try not to just blindly hate people. But this gentleman really rubs me the wrong way, ladies and gentlemen. Really, he does. And the way he's just come in and taken over things. And there were a couple of people in the audience that normally don't even attend the meetings anymore, but their Heinekens were going to be on the line here or talked about in some manner, so that's why they were there. A lot of shenanigans in a small town, I'll tell you, in a resort town to boot. So, that's all, I guess. I just wanted to kind of let you know a little bit of what unfolded. I still don't know about the vote, but I think that's wild and crazy that the one councilman was not even really a legal member of council. Oh, one other thing. They've changed to a new agenda now, and this really ticked a lot of people off. You have to be an actual borough resident to be able to speak and all this jazz, which one fellow who spoke did a wonderful job. They all did. Brought out the fact that eliminates the fire department. The volunteer fire department located outside the borough is not allowed really legally to speak to this group of people, yet they're allowed to come in and rescue you and put out a fire in your home if you live in the borough. It's wrong on every level, and he told them to please revisit that resolution number 11, I think it was, from last month. So hopefully that'll all be cleared up, and I'll just keep you posted. Mosquitoes, it's my exercise, Lounging with Lisa, the video series, and has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts today and in my go-to-meeting shirt. Please join me, join others, drop your political identities. Let's focus on issues, leave labels at the door, research before you judge, and remember that war is a racket. Don't take my word for it. Check out General Smedley Butler and what he had to say. Speaking of the shirt, I have a total plan for it. I'm going to let Ann Beck know first since she gave me the shirt, and then I will announce what's going on with the new shirt. Oh, wow, the light just came on. Isn't that wonderful? Now you can see my delightful face. Bye.